Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbeeni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Social Bee podcast. Today I am bringing on Ash Borland. I met Ash at Alex Curtis's recent event in Peterborough, the Financial Services Marketing Conference, and Ash was on the panel that day, but he stood out because I picked on him during my talk.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that actually, Ash.
We will do.
He was well up for it, so it was fine. So I thought that he would be a great example of someone to bring on the podcast to talk about how they are doing something slightly different and making it work for themselves on LinkedIn. So Ash, welcome to the Social Bee podcast.
Very much. I'm very happy to be here.
So Ash, tell everybody what you actually do for a living in terms of what your business is, first of all.
Okay. So what I do for a living, my main job is I'm a mortgage broker, so I'm a mortgage advisor. And I class myself as a home buyer specialist. So what I mean by that is I focus on first-time buyers, home movers, and don't really look at any of the buy-to-let, so to speak, and just kind of help people go from having no idea what to do in regards to buying a house, which was me when I bought my first house, which is why I do it, all the way through to the end. So like from the beginning to the end. And that's what I do as a living, but I do it mainly through social media. Which is where it all kind of how we met.
Yes, exactly. Brilliant. So you do other things as well, which we're going to come on to later.
Yeah, quite a lot.
So before you really went into this, Ash, because when you were buying a house, you found a need, isn't that right?
Yeah. So literally the only reason I did it, I was an estate agent. Trace back before that, I used to be in performing arts, which is where the whole video content came from.
Okay.
But I was an estate agent. I saved up a little bit of money to buy a house. When I bought my own house, that's when it was like absolutely shocking, like epiphany, is that the word, where you go, I've done this for like 4 years and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I don't know what I'm doing, then what is anyone else going to know? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. It
was a real kind of, it's not like a passion, it is now, but it wasn't something, I just stumbled upon it and I thought, wow, there's a huge need here for somebody who wants to really help them. And it was purely from my own, and I did everything wrong.
Yeah. Well, I remember buying my first house, and it was a wee tiny terraced two-bed house, a terraced bed house in East Belfast, in the street next to the street where Van Morrison grew up, actually.
Okay.
It was a tiny wee place. It cost me £52,000.
Still quite a lot.
That was in, when was that? That was in around 1999, 2000. And I had no idea what I was doing. And my dad, who was still alive then, could not understand why I wanted to move out of his very lovely home and all the amenities he had into this teeny weeny little house. He had 3 daughters and a son. He didn't really want any of us to move out, I don't think. But couldn't get his head around the concept, so didn't actually come with me when I was viewing the houses, which I was quite devastated about. But the whole process about getting a mortgage, how to deal with the estate agents, even the fact that you had to pay other people money that you didn't even know that those jobs existed when you went, before you were a house buyer. It's a really baffling setup, isn't it?
It literally blew my mind. It was one of those things. I said I was a good estate agent, if you can be a good estate agent. But I was, I was very good with people, and I thought, God, I'm really good at this, and I'll walk through this, easily. And then, like you say, as soon as I'd offered and agreed on the house, that was it. Then I thought, what is this? The conveyances come in, solicitors come in, mortgage. And I was thinking, what is all of this stuff? And the best bit is, parents don't really know. That's the problem with it, is that parents don't understand because the rules have changed so much that, my dad was in finance mortgages and he doesn't know.
Yeah.
because if you're 10 years out, that's enough to be completely different. And so that was the problem, is there's so many conflicting opinions from friends down the pub or anywhere that will say, this is how you do it. And that's for me, it identified a huge need there for going, okay, well, we just need that one person that if you can call them and say, Ash, I've read this online, is this true?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff online that isn't.
And did you decide, so you became a mortgage broker, but did you, because you talked about specialising in home buyers, your marketing, let's talk a little bit about your marketing, Ash, because basically you've decided your niche, which is brilliant. So your target audience, you've identified them, and your marketing is not salesy at all. Sure, it's not. No,
not at all. No, I don't have any calls to action at all.
Yeah. So how do you market your services?
Long game, very long game. So my services are purely marketed via online. I don't do any. I have no introducers, so I don't deal with estate agents.
Okay.
I used to, so I've been an estate agency-based mortgage advisor. I've done all the different things before to get to this point. So I've got obviously some clients, but my marketing is purely digital. I do get quite a lot through LinkedIn, which people can't seem to get their heads around because it's B2B, but still get through there. But mostly Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, that's where I get it from. And a lot of that is word of mouth as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I have seen your videos on... Yeah. So for someone who doesn't know who you are, what kind of thing would you put in a video that you might post on LinkedIn? If
someone doesn't know what do you mean?
For people listening to the podcast who've never met you before, you're going to go and look at your LinkedIn profile after listening to this. What kind of video would they expect to see?
On my LinkedIn right now, the video they'd see would be more helping other people create video content. Okay. That would be right now, but so that's kind of took a turn over the recent couple of months. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, to be honest, since meeting you, that's why it's ramped up. It's ramped up massively since meeting you, and now I'm getting leads from doing that. So I'm getting leads from helping other businesses, which is really weird. But I'm helping other businesses understand how to do digital marketing for themselves, and then obviously the reciprocity. They're now starting to come to me. Yes. Because who are they going to use for mortgages if I've helped them? So you saw my gym posts.
So by you helping them to understand how to use video in their marketing, when they need somebody to refer their clients for a mortgage, they're sending the person to you.
Yes, completely. Without me trying to sell them anything.
Which is just genius.
Yes.
It's not even that the videos that you're creating are for the people who need the mortgages.
Yeah. So it's creating... what I realised, so I've been doing it now for 18 months, trying to find a way for social media to get me leads. And everyone does it, But I like to think outside the box. And I was thinking, what value proposition? What value can I genuinely bring? Mm-hmm. And what I noticed with the home buying thing was people are interested in it when it's a bit like, is it a funnel? Is it where when it's relevant to their life, they're interested, but when it's not, they zone out. And the feedback I got a lot was, absolutely love your videos. I love watching you. Yeah. Shame about the topic because the topic's a bit dull. Because it is a bit dull.
Yeah.
Because it is dull. And unless you're interested in it, but then once you've bought that house, you're not then going to be interested in it for another 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
So I was saying this to my wife. I said, I need to find a way where I'm constantly with these people, effectively becoming, it's like a networking thing, isn't it? Where they're constantly looking at me, and they're saying, that's Ash Borland, but they know I'm a mortgage advisor, but that's secondary. And that just blew it open. And that was actually, like I say, meeting you, some of the hacks, and I thought, it's working.
That's so fascinating. So that's the whole point. To me, that is how I do like to teach people how to use social media, is when you're helping other people, then you're going to get work as a result.
Yeah.
But what people normally do is say, for example, you're a nutritional coach, and you're helping people by giving them advice on how to get their vitamin D through the winter. And then when they're looking for a nutritional coach, they contact you because they know that you are the person who has all this knowledge. But yours is slightly different. It's really fascinating. I love it.
It's very weird. To be honest, if you can understand it, you'll be able to step ahead of me.
I love it. I love that kind of segue. So Ash, you mentioned very briefly that you had a career in performing arts, and one of the things that I spotted on your LinkedIn profile is that you volunteer with a dance club. Is that right?
Yeah. So actually, so my mum owns a dance school. That's what it is. So my mum is a dance teacher, and I've volunteered to a high level, to be fair, for 12 years. So I still teach now.
Yeah.
So she has the dance school there, and that's how I started my career, through the dance school, and then worked my way up and did like work professionally and stuff. Yeah.
And do you think that gives you kind of an upper hand then in being able to create these videos where you're speaking to camera?
Massively, yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, I've just been thinking of writing an article about it, because it's changed it felt like a massive waste of time when I first did that, like performing arts qualification, and did it all, and then went and became a mortgage advisor. I thought, what was useless time, waste of time that was. And yet it's what has made me different, because I'm not
your success.
Completely. The feedback I keep getting is like you say, the people want to watch me, and that's because at the time you think, I'm just doing what I always know how to do. But when I sat back and wrote it down, I was thinking, but I know all about inflection. I know all about how to change your tonality, your voice, to make people interested. I did all of these things that you did 6 years of training.
Wow.
So yeah, and scholarship and everything. So it was one of these where it was like it's all finally come into place.
That is really fascinating. Which my degree is in geography. So. Oh
yeah, see, completely. Yeah, I'm sure there's a use for that.
Well, of course there is. I was able to explain to my daughter about the Himalayas yesterday when we were watching in Edinburgh.
I would have no idea where anything is. My direction is without a sat nav. I'm stuck.
Yeah, but it's fascinating what you study, because I actually think now I'm very tempted to do some kind of qualification in psychology, because I'm so interested in how people's brains and minds
sound like me. I'd love to do that. Like, because my sister did that. So my sister's a psychology teacher at school.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And and I said that to her a couple of days ago. I was like, well, definitely we did the wrong. I would love to have done it, because behavioural economics, anything like that, like just completely, I think, was captured by it. Is that the word? Like, I can't stop myself. I constantly want to keep listening, because it works at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it does.
As people say, it's not fluke, is it? It's actually science.
It's science, yeah. So about 10 episodes ago in the podcast, I had Melina Palmer on, and she is a behavioural economics specialist. Mm-hmm. And she just blew me away with the things that she said. So you should definitely check that out.
I'll check that one out. That was when I met a behavioural economist. I can't say it. That was when, to be honest, that's when a lot of this video content, that was like 18 months ago, I met one called Mark Pistachio. And that was it then. That was when it started to, that's when all of this started coming out, because of that, because you start realising that it is effectively like mathematical equations of, if you do this, then you will get X.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In terms of your audience then, so on LinkedIn, would you say that the majority of your audience are people who work in a state agency?
So my LinkedIn's are quite strange. Majority of my audience, say, go back pre-meeting you.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of dark. It's kind of, I've got like an extra 1,000 or whatever since meeting you. So it's blown up. But it's a different audience now. But pre that, it was all a state agency, which was a bit like preaching to the choir a little bit, because everyone has their own agenda with that, and lots of mortgage brokers on there who, do the same thing as me. So the interaction on LinkedIn was very low. Whereas now my LinkedIn is anybody who's really a small business owners, but it's massively, of some of the randomest people who I've been talking to. And they're just small business owners who want to get in front of a camera. That seems to be the new one, which is pretty much everybody.
Yeah, well, everybody needs to learn how to do it, and most people are kind of terrified of it.
Yeah, and the skill with it, the trick of it, is just to show them that I'm rubbish at it too. And it doesn't matter.
I don't think that's actually the case. You're starting to teach people how to do that now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah. So I am. So I've only just literally gone self-employed in the last. When this goes out, probably be whatever. But yeah, probably the last month, properly self-employed. I've been dipping my toe in it a couple of times, and there was a point where I was thinking of doing this as a career.
Mm-hmm.
But the honest truth is I really love to do the mortgage stuff and I have a real calling for